Yeah.
Why don't you tell us about yourself?
So I completed my degree in engineering on major information technology. Completed my bachelor's in 2009, and then started my career with Infosys.
Okay.
So basically in Infosys I was working in the clinical unit, which is the product unit, and we were basically working on the core banking solution.
Okay.
So I was involved in various implementations across banks in different geographies. So basically in India, then Philippines region, and then Taiwan.
Okay.
So I was in Infosys for close to 7 years. So, but in the last 1 year, I was moved to a product. The Pinnacle or the product unit was made as a subsidiary. So last 1 year, I was moved to that subsidiary, which was Hexaware Systems. So across 7 years, I was involved in product implementation, then customization, support, from development till UAT, and post-production support, and also maintenance
Okay.
projects.
Okay.
So there it involved Pinnacle, the product's own scripting, and then the reference to PLSQL, that was mainly used in reports development. And wherever we needed to, say, for example, if we needed to have some programs we built with PLSQL for independent calculations.
Mm-hmm.
And in last 1 year, I was working in a US health insurance firm called Child Digital. So it was basically Indian subsidiary, or I can say a startup that was established by the US healthcare high mark.
Okay.
So they started their development center with a view to creating their own products for health insurance market, US health insurance market.
Okay.
So there I was working in the maintenance, development, and support team. So I was handling their application called REX, which was revenue and group settlement, which was basically the finance module for right. So there I was working with estimation of monthly revenue, and then it involves a process called settlement, where at the end of the year, end of the insurance term, specific insurance term, they will check if the revenue and the settlement, what revenue which was estimated and the settlement which was received matches. So that was basically developed on, that application was basically developed on PLSQL, and all the processes were run as PLSQL procedure. So there, the process is mainly, it was like, what to say, we have different systems. So the data from different systems were built on our database views, and from there we used to run PLSQL procedures, which does the needed processing, and the results being stored in the system's data warehouse application. So that was my 8 years career.
Okay.
And from that, my personal, he's from India.
Okay. Okay, good.
I recently shifted to KL. Since I relocated to my family here.
Oh, okay. So what is the reason for relocating to Malaysia?
I relocated with my family. My husband has taken up a new job here.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yes.
Okay. It's a very good intro about you. You have explained it very detailed. So, which one is your previous company? HCL Technologies, is it?
No, actually, there's the recruitment through Hexaware. So Hexaware was a recruitment partner for Thrive.
Okay, is it mean like
So
HCL was
it
a
was
payroll company?
no. I was initially recruited to Hexaware, but for 3 months I was in Hexaware payroll, and then it was like a business reorganization. We moved to Thrive. Because Thrive, that project, they came up with a decision to establish themselves as a startup company. So we had a reorg and we moved to Thrive. Basically 3 months I was in HCL, and after that 1 year in Thrive.
Okay.
Till December, last December, then I quit.
Okay, good stuff. So, do you have any experience in Oracle SQL and PLSQL? I mean, experience in developing the code, SQL script, or when it is required, developing the PLSQL subprograms.
Yes.
Okay. I think you are aware of that this position is going to be for PLSQL developer. Okay. So majorly here you will be writing the SQL queries. And do you have any experience in data mapping?
Data mapping.
Data mapping in the sense, okay, let me ask you one thing. So have you ever involved in data warehousing projects?
Not much.
Okay. So
our project I was involved in kind of data migration.
Okay, good. Here also we are doing some data integration operations. Okay. So we are migrating the data from old SaaS systems to new vertical big data systems. Okay. So if you have some data warehousing knowledge, it will be very easy for you to catch up the things here. Okay, no worries. So have you ever involved in doing ETL operations, extraction, transformation, and loading?
And I have not actually involved much of ETL, but as I said, when I was working in banking, I was involved in data migration projects, where we do the data mapping from the existing systems, what banks have, and then we load it off national systems. So there, yes, we do though we had our own scripting, but mostly everything was through SQL procedures only, where we map those and stack it to a staging table, and then from there we load to.
So if I ask you to mention any 3 programming languages which you are very strong in, which language you will mention?
So PLSQL.
Okay. So SQL and PLSQL.
Yes.
So what are the different databases that you have used so far?
To an extent.
Okay. No, I'm just asking you, what are the different databases that you have been working on for your previous projects?
I have worked only with Oracle.
Only Oracle database?
Yeah.
So do you have any experience in working with MySQL Server, DB2, Vertica?
No, DB2, in my last project we used to access few data from DB2.
Okay.
But apart from that, not much experience on that. MySQL, I think it's almost same as Oracle.
Okay, great. Okay, Drisha, can you please rate yourself in SQL out of 10? 8. Okay. Can you please explain me about different joins and the differences between each other?
Basically, 3 joins. One is equi join, then left join, right, left outer join, right outer join.
Okay.
So equi join is where we join two or more tables, where the columns on each table exactly matches the column in the other tables. And left outer join is where when, say, we have a join of 2 tables A and B, then the left outer join will result in all the rows from A and B that matches plus all the rows from A. If it is A left outer join B, then all the rows in A that doesn't match with B. Right will be the other way. all that matches with A and B, plus all the rows that doesn't match from B.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. So what are the other joins that we have? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah. So full outer join. What is full outer join?
Full outer join is the combination of both left plus right.
Okay. So can you explain me what is the difference between inner join and full join? Hello?
Oh, yeah. Inner join, equivalent of same.
No. Inner join and full outer join. The difference between inner join and full outer join.
Inner join will be it will result only in the columns that properly matches in the two tables.
Okay. So when the
Outer join
condition is
will be
there.
the other values which doesn't match will be null.
Okay. What is the difference between union and union all?
Union will A union B will result in all the rows from A and all the rows in B which matches. Union all will include null rows actually.
Okay, so you mean to say like
A union B will be all the rows in A plus all the rows in B.
Which one will allow the duplicate values and which one will not allow the duplicate values?
Union all will allow duplicate values.
Okay, good stuff. So what is the difference between join and union? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Moving on to the next question. It's okay, no worries. So do you have any experience in handling with null values in our database tables?
Yes.
Okay. So what are the specific things that you majorly check when you are doing join operations?
I didn't get it.
What are the things that you check while performing join operations? Let's say I have table A, B, C. So I'm going to join all these three tables now. So before writing the join condition for these three tables, what are the things that you check in the table?
All the three tables should have common column on which the join can be done.
Okay.
And then all these columns on which the join is done should not be null if we have to get the correct output.
Okay, good. Okay. So can you tell me what are the different keys that we have in Oracle?
We have primary key, unique key, and foreign key.
Okay.
So primary key is where it will be a combination of unique plus null.
Okay.
Well, not null. And unique key is where we define one column of the table, one or more columns to be unique, which can be null also. And foreign key is like for referential purpose where we have connect master table and child table.
Okay.
Column being the foreign key in the other column.
Okay.
Other tables.
Okay. Lisha, do you have any experience in working with a team around 10 or 15 members. What was your team size in your previous company?
Okay. In my previous company, my team size was 10 to 12 people.
Okay.
But though we had different financial applications being looked upon by different members.
Okay.
So we have the team being size of 10 12, but maybe one or two people used to maintain one application.
Okay, good.
Whereas before that, I have worked in team size of 20 plus.
Okay. See, I would like to ask you one thing. You have 8+ years of experience, right? So I would like to know, do you have any experience in handling team like a team lead?
Yes, I mean, though not as a full team lead, because as I said, my last company was a startup company, so that's where though the role was team lead, but we were supposed to do all the kind of process, because I mean, it was a startup culture where we had to do development along with team lead or whatever other.
So this
but I have managed my members within my team for different projects or with say vendor teams, where I have handled that vendor team coordination between the vendor team and my internal team and the client.
Okay. So, what made you to change from such a big company, MNC Infosys, to a startup company? Why did you move on to that company? Any specific reason? I can say it's very good to work with the startup company. You learn many things there. It's not like working in MNC. In MNC, mostly in service-based company, the scope of learning will be very less.
Yes.
But I personally would like to know, why did you change from there to here? Is that only the reason, or is there any other reason?
No, there were basically two reasons. One was I was in Infosys. Though the last 1 year was Hexaware, it is basically the same subsidiary of Infosys itself. So work-wise, I had no change. Close to 7 years I was in that company working on the same product. So I wanted a change at that time, and they said after 6-7 years then the scope of learning kind of decreases, and you are supposed to go to non-technical or mostly functional parts. So that way I wanted to move to a different company, and when I was given that choice to remain in Hexaware or move to Thrive, I wanted to take that. Though actually I was from a product company previous, my early experience, so I wanted to remain in a product company itself. And being a startup, it has its own benefits of as you said, the scope of learning was more. We had the ability to work across teams. And the number of employees were also small when compared to a big service company. So the opportunities were more. And I had my personal
Nisha, we are looking for someone who is very good in, understanding SDLC process. I hope you are, well aware of this SDLC process. I could see in your resume that you have mentioned few things related to that. So can you please explain me how the process go on in our IT projects? I mean, I want you to explain all the SDLC process step by step. How the things start and how the things go live.
So it starts with the requirement gathering, where you analyze, you speak with the client or business teams, understand the requirements, and then once the requirements are gathered, then you do a feasibility study where you want to find out what can be accommodated in the system, what needs to be developed new, and what can be incorporated with additional changes to the existing system. So you do a feasibility study, and then once you're done, then you start with the development. And the development development is done, then you have the unit testing, where you see whether the code that you have developed meets the business requirements.
Okay.
And once that is done, it goes for UAT testing. I mean, there is in between, if there is integration testing, then that will be done where you test your code with the existing system, where you have an environment where all the systems, applications, you have an integrated environment for all applications. Once that is done, it goes for UAT testing, where your user tests or the business team. So user tests the requirements, and once if it is proper the requirements, then it goes to post-production.
Good. Very good. So, Nisha, I would like to ask you one question. So, what is mean by agile development? So, can you please differentiate our normal SDLC with agile? So, which method you use actually in your whole project?
Until my last 6 to 7 months of my last project, it was MPLC. When I was left, I was working on a project where we were moving from SDLC to Agile. So Agile is basically where you have this something called Scrum. You have a Scrum team where it will be a combination of a developer, the business person, and the user. Business person, as in the sense, the functional team or the consultants, plus the the user and a Scrum Master. So every Scrum team will be a combination of all these members. And they will have definite Scrum. It will be mostly typically 10 working days. It varies. Sometimes when it depends on the requirement, it needs more time than the Scrum period can be. So within the Scrum, you have there will be, before the Scrum is determined, there will be discussion on which requirements to be included in the Scrum. So once the Scrum starts, you will have daily updates. You will have the stand-up calls or the Scrum calls where you discuss what was done and what you are going to do for the day. What was completed last day and what you are going to do. And if in case there is some block or some clarifications that you need to get from the user or the business team.
What would you say if
validation from the user.
So what would you say if I ask you to tell me the major difference between waterfall and this agile?
Waterfall, you need to wait for the whole process to complete to get validation or from the user or the concerned business team. And if there is some issue, then you have to go again back to the development stage, and from there it goes on. Whereas Agile, you get in every Scrum, as I said, stand-up call, it's a combination of all. It will have the members from each team, so you'll get the feedback then and there. And so it will be continuous development.
You mean doing the things parallelly?
Yes.
Yes, sir. So, can you please rate yourself out of 10 for PLSQL?
Same, I would say 8.
So, could you please explain me any 5 differences between procedure and function? Just tell me whatever you know, the differences between procedure and function.
Procedure and function, basically both are subprograms. But main difference is procedure, you execute the statements. So you perform a task.
Okay.
And then whereas function, it is basically where you return a value. You do some calculation and return a value.
Okay.
Then what else?
So which one can be used in SQL statements?
Okay, SQL statement we can use only functions, whereas procedures you can call a function to a SQL statement.
Okay.
Whereas a procedure is executed outside a SQL statement.
Okay. So can we use the return statement in procedure? What will happen if I use the return statement in procedure? We know that it is mandatory to have return inside the function, but whereas in procedure it's not mandatory. In fact, it is not required. But the thing is, what if I mention what will happen?
No.
Okay. So it will directly, terminate to the calling environment. It won't do anything.
Okay.
And any other differences between these two?
Nothing.
So can we use this procedure inside function? Can we call procedure some function? And vice versa?
We can call functions inside procedure for sure.
Function inside procedure or procedure inside function?
Functions inside procedure. We can call functions inside procedure.
Okay. Okay, no worries. So, what is the difference between normal cursor and ref cursor?
Pardon?
Cursor and ref cursor.
I have never worked on ref cursor.
Okay. No worries. So, do you know what are the views, Have you ever heard about materialized view?
Yes. I know what is a materialized view, but I have rarely worked on materialized view.
Okay.
Normal views I've worked on.
Can you differentiate normal view and different materialized view?
View is where we, it's a virtual table which can be all on an underlying table.
Okay.
The same database or different database.
Okay.
Whereas materialized view, you can have a query on table views or other materialized views.
Okay. So
across databases.
So which one is permanent here? Which one is temporary one?
I think view remains.
View remains?
Even if the table is dropped.
View is a temporary one. Materialized view is copy of original data from original table. So materialized view will be stored permanently in database, but whereas view will not be stored permanently in database. So even though you remove the main table, the materialized will remain same. It will be there in DB. You can still access the materialized view, but views you cannot. Okay, so triggers, may you know how many triggers are there?
Instead of triggers, you can have triggers that needs to be executed before a statement or after a statement instead of.
Okay, can I ask you what is the purpose of having this instead of trigger? Why we use this instead of trigger?
No idea.
Okay, good. See, JavaScript, these are not required. It's good to have, Python skill. That can be added as advantage here. Okay, so do you have any experience in this shell scripting? Unix commands?
I use Unix command.
Putty, yeah, I couldn't see Putty here in your resume. Okay.
Yes, Unix commands. I use shell scripting. Usually, I'm not as a, I haven't developed shell scripts as such, but but
you know how to use and how to interact with it.
In support process, yes, I have it.
Okay, so can you please mention any 5 commands, basic commands?
Okay, and for listing ls.
Okay.
Then create a directory and main directory command mkdir, then grep, searching patterns, searching files, then rm for removal, find.
So rm, what will it do exactly? rm command.
rm command is used to delete a file.
File or directory? File or directory?
File.
Are you sure?
For directory, rmdir.
Okay. Are you sure about this? So you mean to say like if I mention rm followed by file name, file will be deleted, and if I mention like rm followed by directory, directory will be removed. Is that like that? Is it like that?
I think rm directory will rmdir will remove a directory even if it has file. Rm if there are no files, I think I can remove the directory.
Okay.
I'm not sure on that, but
you can check it later on after the interview. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, any experience in working with reports?
Yes.
Okay, so when I say like reports, so have you ever used any reporting tools in your previous project?
Not in the previous project. Before that, in the banking system, I have used iReports.
iReports, okay. So, can you do the SQL testing? I mean, if I ask you to review the SQL code, which is, already developed by some other person, so will you be able to do that?
Yes.
Reviewing the SQL code. So you are a good reviewer or good developer?
I'm a developer.
Okay, good. So do you have any experience in working in, production?
I have worked on mostly on existing things.
I see in your resume most of the, day-to-day responsibilities are related to support project only. Okay, still it's good. You have knowledge in data migration. Okay. So how soon can you join if everything goes well and, if you get the offer from company?
I would say immediate.
Immediate joiner. Okay. So how did you come to know about this opportunity?
I think it was through Monster.
Okay, so you
I received
got a call directly
from the
company. Okay.
Yeah.
Who made a call to you?
Sudha.
Sudha or Richa?
Sudha.
Okay. Okay. Do you have any questions for me?
Actually, it's very new to me, so I want to know the kind of work. I know that the client is HP. So what is the kind of work? What project is it?
So that's, as you know, the client is HP. So this is a big data project. I can say it is, data warehousing project. So whatever we do here in this project, everything is related to extraction, transformation, and encoding the data at various levels. So having said that, we have different source systems and target systems. That means we have different systems. Each one has its own functionality. Okay. So your domain will be, telecommunication. You will come to know what is the client later on. So the domain will be telecommunication.
Okay.
So whatever you do is ETL operations. So you extract the data from one system, you do some transformation and then you load it into target locations. So as I mentioned, this is a big data project. Here we use Vertica database.
Okay.
it is not going to be Oracle here. It is Vertica database.
Okay.
But we have few source systems who are using this, Oracle database. So few systems are Oracle, few are SQL Server, few of them are DB2. There are different. Okay. But in our project currently, we are using Vertica.
Okay.
So there are different levels, maybe we will explain you later on once you are in. Okay, there are different levels. You do these serial operations at various levels. So your work is going to be, development. So when it is required, you will be writing procedures, functions and all this stuff. But majorly, you will be asked to write SQL code.
Okay.
So we'll have some requirement, you just need to write SQL queries based on the requirement. Okay. And you can learn many things here. Since, I mentioned like this is a big data project. You can learn many things. You can learn Vertica database. You can learn Hive. Hive is also a database. Okay. HDFS.
That's HDFS.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in Hive we use SQL queries. So it's same as SQL. But the thing is we just start as SQL. So even in Vertica we use SQL, but slightly the syntax will differ. Okay. So it is not going to be very, tough job for you. I think you are suited for this. I will let the team know feedback. Okay. Maybe possibly you will have another round that is going to be Skype round with manager. Okay.
Okay.
I will just pass the feedback to them. So based on the feedback, they will take this forward. Okay. Regarding the project, I think I hope I answered your question.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you so much.